Welcome back to this 5 minutes to learn Redis series. This part describes how to distribute data to achieve horizontal scalability with linear performances and how this scalability is implemented in Redis and in Redis Enterprise. The query execution distribution will be explained in the next part. Some engines call this distribution partitioning, others name it sharding. Basically, the underlying idea is to define atomic objects such as records, fields, or anything else depending on the wanted granularity, and then to choose a rule to distribute these objects evenly in groups, buckets, collections, partitions, slots, or whatever you call it. To achieve an even distribution, the number of groups has to be fixed. This is easier to redistribute a fixed number of groups than an arbitrary number of records in case of resizing. These groups of objects have to be physically stored in storage units. This can be raw disk, files, RAM. Each of them can have their own storage unit, or they can be grouped in a shared storage unit. Storage units can be on the same computer or distributed across several machines. At the end, it is easy and fast to know where to execute a command on a single data. Apply the sharding rule on the key to find the slot, then find the storage unit and its hosting machine in a slot table. Execute the command. The Redis database stores keys and values. A hash is computed from the key name to find the hash slot, the drawer, where to store the key and its values. There is a fixed number of hash slots, 16,000. The hash function is very simple, crc12 modulo 16,000. crc12 because it has a good entropy, evenly distributing the keys, thus balancing the hash slots, and it has a lower complexity than crc32, making it fast in terms of CPU cycles. Then Redis will distribute the hash slots evenly across the Redis instances. It has a seamless resharding. A single Redis shard is the storage unit and has physical limitations. It is a process storing the data structures in RAM with only one thread to execute the commands. This makes it lock-free and way more efficient, but it can only use up to one core to execute commands. One core can usually manage up to 25 gigs of data and 25,000 operations per second to achieve a sub-millisecond latency. At some point, you will want to reshard your data and to use more than one core, either to leverage all the available cores or to follow your activity growth. With only one hash slot per shard, a Redis database could theoretically use up to 16,000 core and store up to 400 terabytes or achieve up to 400 mega operations per second with a sub-millisecond latency. Give me the machines to test it. In Redis community, if your Redis database is not configured as a Redis cluster, you need to change the configuration and restart it. Then find the machines with some headroom, find available network ports to avoid conflicts, configure and start new Redis instances. Then you have to calculate how many hash slots you want to migrate from which existing instances to which new instances and start the migration. It is quite easy to miss a step or to end with unbalanced instances. The client libraries used by the application have to be cluster aware in order to route the queries to the appropriate instance and to dynamically update their local copy of the hash slot table, the cluster map. Not all client libraries can do that. In Redis Enterprise, the cluster manager creates at least one new Redis instance for each existing instance. Then it connects at least one of the new instances to the old one and starts a hash slot synchronization. Then it divides the number of hash slots in the old instance by the number of new instances plus 1. All the queries not related to the first fraction of the hash slots are not forwarded anymore to the original shard but to the replicated shards. The synchronization is stopped, the useless hash slots are deleted from all the shards. At the end, each existing shard was split in several equally balanced shards. Redis Enterprise automates and industrializes the whole process, removing risks due to a possible mistake. This is the result of 8 years of automation experience and several manures of development. All the cluster awareness logic is managed by the proxy, and any client library can be used in the application. From the application point of view, there is only one single Redis instance hosting the whole dataset, no more exceptions to handle on the application side by the developer, meaning a faster development and more robust applications. This is very interesting to note that the scalability implemented in Redis has linear performances. High performances are very interesting, but predictable high performances are way more interesting. Now you know how the scalability is usually addressed and specifically in Redis. The next part will explain how the queries are also distributed in Redis community and in Redis Enterprise. Please click on like or don't like, then you can share and subscribe.